So this is a typical drawing set that I would get for foundations on any given project that I might have going on. And what I like to do is stay organized in the field. I like to increase communication between the different trades. In this case, for these pad footings, it would be with an excavation company. So I would like to do a markup quickly on these pads, make it a little more colorful so that it's easy to recognize which pad is which in the field, and also make it easy to reference the sizes and the depths for the excavation purpose. Even helps with the layout process. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set the drawing scale to match here so that my distances are true. I'm just going to do that through the measurements tab on the left. And you can see I have these different presets for many different sizes in imperial and metric. In this case, it's 1 to 100, so I'm going to select that. And now I need to locate my footing schedule just to make it easier reference for me as I'm proceeding with marking this drawing up. So I've already created a flag, so I can quickly jump to my footing schedule and check out my other video for setting up flags. So here's my footing schedule now. If I just hit G, I'm going to create a snapshot, which is basically copying this window right here so I can paste it back into my other drawing that I'm working on. So if I hit Alt and left arrow key, it's going to take me back to previous views and take me back to my previous pages that I was recently viewing on. So now I got my screen capture taken, and I'm just going to paste this into here. And there's now my spread footing schedule. As you can see, it's a little hard to see. So at the top, I'm going to add a fill. And I'm going to pick yellow because it shows up nice and bright on the paper and it's easy to read. Okay, so now I'm ready to mark up this drawing here, and I'm going to hit R for rectangle, and I'm quickly just going to draw this rectangle on this pad. I'm okay with this color, and now I want to add this table information onto each pad so that it's easy to see, and we're not jumping back and forth between the table and the plan view all the time. So let's make this nice and simple. So I'm going to hit T, and I'm going to add a text box. And now I'm going to enter in the footing information for this F3. So in this case, it is 5400 by 5400 by 1400. And I'm going to change the color of this text box to a yellow because it's just, again, it's easier to see in the field. So now I can copy paste this information to the other F3s because we have multiple F3 footings on here. But the easy way to do that and to streamline this is I can click on the rectangle, and if I hold a shift key and then select the text box and now right click, and I'm going to make this a group. So now this rectangle and this text box are now attached and they will move wherever I see fit. So I'm going to leave that here. And I got another F3. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to hold Control, and then I'm going to drag down, and it's essentially a copy to that F3. And I can even go Control C for a copy and a Control V for a paste. And I got those F3s in that row completed in no time flat. So now I'm going to move on to do this F4. So again, I'm going to hit R for rectangle, and I'm going to draw this rectangle here. And I want to discern between the F3 and F4, so I'm going to change the color of this F4 to a yellow. And then I can move my footing schedule down here to make it a lot easier for myself. I'm going to hit T to add a text box, and it is 5925 by 3900 by 1500. And again, I'm going to change the fill of this text box. So if you notice that every time I do a text box, it is automatically going to this green and I keep changing it. Another quick function that you can do is if you set up your properties the way that you like it. In this case, I like the text font and I like the spacing and the colors. I'm going to right click on this text box entity and I'm going to say set as default. So now the next time when I do a text box, it is now set up with the same properties. So that's a good way to speed this process up. So again, I'm going to select this rectangle, shift button, text box, right click, group that in. So now this is a group. Okay. And I'm just going to keep copying this up. And there we go. So now I've marked up all of these strip footings here in less than a few minutes. I'm going to save that, of course. And now I already have this completed. So once I get this all finished up here, let me turn my layers on. I'm going to turn on that. And that's what it should look like when it's done. So all of my spread footing information, my pad footing information has been added to this drawing. I can print it off. I can take it with me in the field. I can take it with me to the next trades meeting. And this is going to help streamline things in the office and streamline things in the field. And there you have it. That's making a quick markup with rectangles and text boxes.